Hey everyone, I hope you are all well. Today's video is going to be about the random words I picked up in Germany without even realizing or without trying. So I lived in Germany actually over a year ago now, and I mean I still remember these words, and I just thought actually I didn't really make that many videos while I was there, and so I wanted to just I wanted to make something like travel culture related, because I asked on Instagram, you know, what content do you look forward to or what would you like to see more of? And of course I'm not traveling at the moment, so I thought I would just kind of recall some of my memories there and just give it to you like this. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if I've butchered the words, if I've pronounced them wrong. Let me know the words that you picked up while you were in Germany, or how long it took you to learn German, or took you to learn a language. Just leave a comment below, because I didn't actually try. I wasn't actually trying to learn these words, but they just they just came to me. So stick with me on this. Okay, so the first word is Hallo, and I'm not exactly sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but Hallo means hello in English, and I'm sure you could probably guess that. Even if you have a German talking to you in English, they are very likely to say Hallo instead of hello, because they are just so similar. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say it, and then I'm gonna kind of listen to how Google Translate would say, even though some people say that Google Translate is not very reliable. So guys, I'm sorry if the camera moved. I actually ran out of space because I forgot to delete the previous stuff. I actually forgot to put on lipstick, so this is probably one of my first videos in a long while where I'm not wearing lipstick, but it's okay, doesn't matter. I'm not gonna put it on now since I started without it. Okay, so number 2 is Guten Morgen, and that means good morning, as you could have probably guessed. I heard this a lot. I heard this everywhere. You'll hear Guten Morgen everywhere. Now let's see how Google says it. Google Translate.
Guten Morgen.
Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen. Yeah, sounds about right. Number 3 is Guten Tag. I was saying Guten Tag, but now that I've heard it like on Google, tell me if Google's wrong. Guten Tag means good day.
Guten Tag.
Guten Tag. Yes, Guten Tag means good day. You can use either Guten Morgen or Guten Tag. Yeah. Good day, good morning. Number 4 is nein. And yes, we still are on number 4. Nein means no.
Nein.
Nein. That was Google. 5 is ja, which means yes.
Ja.
Ja. Tell me about intonation. Does intonation sometimes change the meaning or the implication? Ja. Ja. Ja.
Ja.
Ja. The way Google is saying it, it sounds like it's asking a question like, yeah, like, okay, I know. What else? Or is that just like a normal way of saying yes? Yeah. Okay, so I heard that word a lot, of course. And I think it's one of those words that people, even if you're having a conversation in English, it'll easily be used as yes instead of actually yes. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Of course, duh, yeah. But yeah, that was number 5. Number 6 is Wurst, and of course, not of course actually, because some of you might not speak German. Wurst means sausage. You'll see this literally everywhere, because you can literally get a German sausage everywhere. And usually the way they serve it is they, you know, slice them up and put some sauces on top, curry sauce, curry wurst. They have all different kinds of sausages all over in Germany. I might put a picture up here of a few of the different kinds, and then with these different kinds they have different types of toppings. I wasn't really into German sausage, like eating it regularly, but yeah, they were nice, they were good. So Wurst is a word that you will see everywhere, and let's see how Google pronounces it.
Wurst.
Wurst. I wonder if you can change the speed of this. In German, it's like the W is kind of like a V, so Wurst, it's like a soft V, Wurst. You see this word everywhere because Germany is very famous for the Wurst, the sausage. Number 7 is Käse, and Käse means cheese. You will see a big selection of cheese in the German supermarkets. Käse is another word that I just picked up without even trying. Käse, which means cheese in German.
Käse.
Käse, yeah. Without even trying, you can learn these words just by seeing them regularly everywhere. Käse. Number 8 is Geschmack. Geschmack means taste. One of the first times I saw this was on the back of a Pepsi can or Coke can. That was obviously because I was a flight attendant. So while serving the drinks, I saw, or maybe even while picking up a piece of rubbish, I saw the word Geschmack. And I mean, you see it everywhere, even on billboards or advertisements around town. Geschmack. Great taste. What's the word for great? Toller Geschmack. No, that's not the one. Different word I'm thinking of. I can't even remember that word. But the word Geschmack stuck with me because it's a smack. The smacking. I don't know why that's so random, but like the word Geschmack stuck with me. It was very easy for me to just remember, and even though I didn't remember what it was, when I went to Google it, I was like, oh okay, and just never left me, and I was just like, oh okay, Geschmack means taste in German. Okay, so number 9 is Flughäfen, which means airport. This is probably one of the very first words that I came across after landing in Germany, because obviously landing at the airport, you had the Flughäfen. Let's see how Google pronounces it.
Flughäfen.
Wow, that's completely different to what I... Flughäfen. Wow. Tell me, is Google correct or am I correct? Flughäfen.
Flughäfen.
Let's see. Okay, so I didn't put the 2 dots above the A, and that's probably the reason why it's pronouncing the way it is. Let's see how this Google...
Flughäfen.
Ah, that sounds about right.
Flughäfen.
Okay, it's going again.
Flughäfen.
Flughäfen. The 2 dots above the A actually adds to the pronunciation, so you do have to get that right. And obviously the Käse, cheese, obviously has the same. I never actually went out of my way to kind of learn the German alphabet. I think that's the first step to learning a language, learning the alphabet. Once you learn that alphabet, you're able to pronounce words much better. I mean, I know for a fact it definitely helped me in Icelandic. After I learned the alphabet, I was like, oh, I can pronounce this. I might not know what it means, but I can definitely pronounce it for the most part. I think for, you know, it gives you a good leg up, a good start. Flughäfen, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So Flughäfen means airport. Airport. And that's just a word that you cannot avoid, like the moment that you land in Germany. Flughäfen. Flughäfen. Okay, so the next word is Zimmer. And Zimmer means room in English. I came across this when signing an apartment contract.
Zimmer.
That's how Google pronounces it. Many of these rental websites are in German, so you would definitely come across that word. Zimmer. Zimmer. And it's a cool word, Zimmer. Who got the Zimmer? Who got the keys to my Bimmer? Yeah, that's it. Zimmer. Who coined the word? Was it the Germans or was it the Zimmer guy? I wonder. I'm joking. Okay, so the 11th word is Kaution, and Kaution means deposit. This is another word that I came across when signing this contract. It was actually one of those words that was used in the place of deposit. So having an English conversation, instead of them telling me, oh, this is how much the deposit is, the landlord said, this is how much the Kaution is. And I was like, what, Kaution? It kind of looks like the word caution, which means, you know, you can really make sense of as the money that you have to give to be cautious in case, for example, you cannot pay 1 month, so you have that cautionary procedure, that cautionary payment in place. But Kaution directly translates as deposit. So let's see how Google pronounces it.
Kaution.
Kaution. It kind of extends the tion. I was saying Kaution. Kaution. Again, you can correct me on intonation, and if the intonation really needs to be correct. I did not go to German school, so I don't know. Okay, so 12 is more like a phrase, but you can break it down into individual words, which I will do. And it is Meine Damen und Herren. Yes, and that means ladies and gentlemen. I picked that up on the aircraft every single flight. Meine Damen und Herren. And then of course the announcement continues, and that means ladies and gentlemen. And I'll see how Google says it.
Meine Damen und Herren.
Yeah, I said it pretty similar, because I think when you're learning by hearing, you get a much better pronunciation rather than learning by seeing it written down. At least I do. Damen und Herren. Damen is ladies, und is and, Herren is gentlemen. Another place you can see Damen und Herren is usually like on toilet doors. You'll see the Damen and herren, ladies, gentlemen. And sometimes it has like a sign as well of a woman and a sign of a man. So that's how you know the difference. Just in case you don't really know German, you can at least kind of judge by the signs. But yeah, I heard Meine Damen und Herren very, all the time. All the time. Okay, so 13 is Danke und Dankeschön. Dankeschön, which means thank you. Both of them, both Danke and Dankeschön mean thank you. And I actually used both. Dankeschön, Danke, Dankeschön is both of them. Vielen Danke. Vielen Danke is another word. Danke and Dankeschön, they both mean the same thing, but I think Dankeschön is more like a more expressive way or even more formal way to say thank you. And you hear that absolutely everywhere. Danke, Dankeschön, Danke, Dankeschön, you hear that everywhere. And it's a really good word to have, you know, if somebody does something for you or you're appreciating them, please say Danke or Dankeschön. Okay, so it's kind of translating in Google that Danke is thanks and Dankeschön is thank you. I'm not sure if there is definitely that difference, but this is what Google is telling me. Google Translate.
Danke, Dankeschön.
Danke, Dankeschön. Okay, so it's more like an Ö, schön. Dankeschön, not Dankeschön or Dankeschön. Which sometimes in like the Scandinavian language the O can be like an schön.
Danke, Dankeschön.
Schön. Dankeschön. Now that is very different. That O is definitely not an is it? Dankeschön. Right. So that's a good word to have. Okay, so the next is Bitte und Bitteschön. So it's similar to the Danke und the Dankeschön. And that kind of has, Bitte kind of has multiple meanings. At least I experienced it being used in so many different instances, like if somebody was saying please or you're welcome or here you go bitte or may I help you bitteschön, I think, or pardon. That's how I kind of experienced bitte und Bitteschön. So let's see how Google Translate pronounces it.
Bitte und Bitteschön.
Bitte und Bitteschön. That O is definitely an Ö. Would have definitely benefited me to learn the alphabet. So there you go, that's 14. Bitte, Bitteschön. Okay, Dankeschön, Bitteschön, Bitte, Bitteschön, you're welcome. Dankeschön, Bitte, Bitteschön. Yeah, so that's it. Okay, so 15 is Genau. This was a cool word. Genau. Like, you know, I kind of heard that quite a lot. Never really used it unless I was kind of joking around and kind of agreeing and like Genau. But of course, I'm not fluent in German, so I didn't use it that much. But I heard it a lot and I would say Genau, which means exactly. Genau, genau. Or I agree, kind of like you're agreeing with someone. Genau, yeah?
Genau.
That's Google Translate. Yes. And you will hear that word more so when you start to listen. More so when you start to listen. You'll hear it in conversation. You might not just see it around. Like you might not see it on billboards. You might not see it like on ads around town or even in maybe your paperwork. Maybe you will, I don't know, but like you'll hear it. You'll hear that genau and you know, maybe even with nodding as well.
So.
Okay, so I remember when I heard the word so, eventually I had the opportunity to ask a German. I was like, I kept hearing so. People, even Germans, using it with me. Yeah, we're speaking an English conversation, but they're saying so. Again, German seems to be kind of integrated into English conversation, if in Germany, like very often. So you will pick up this without even trying. And then you're like, so. And then you start using it. You're like, wait a minute, what does this mean? So. So eventually, like I said, I had the opportunity to ask a German, you know, what does so mean? And he broke it down to me. And he was just like, so is just like, okay, here it is. We're starting. So, and it kind of sounds like so, like so as well. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's exactly like so, because so is almost kind of like a connector word. So, what do you think about it? Whereas so is kind of like, okay, here we go, let's go. See how it's pronounced by Google Translate?
So.
So number 17 is ach so. The way I heard it being used in conversation, when somebody was trying to explain something to me, they were like, ach so, ach so, ach so. It was kind of being used as like that, like this, like that, like this. Ach so, ach so, ach so, like that. And this was a lady trying to express her fears. I was working as a flight attendant. She was scared of turbulence. She was afraid, and she really wanted me to kind of comfort her and to kind of put her mind at ease. And she's like, oh, I'm afraid. She was talking to me in English, a little, you know, adding some German in it. She's, oh, I always get afraid when it's like, ach so, and it's like the airplane is shaking, ach so. And I was like, okay, yeah. So then I had to put her mind at ease, had to tell her, don't worry, it's a bit of turbulence, we're gonna be okay, you're gonna be just fine. Thing is, she was even sitting at the overwing exit where, of course, like, you know, the wings are, and you do kind of experience turbulence a little bit more there, I think, if I remember correctly. So yeah, ach so, I see, like that. Tell me if I'm wrong, or tell me if it makes sense to have it the way I've translated it in that context. Okay, so the 18th word is Tschüss. Always, I just felt like the women said it in such a high-pitched voice. Tschüss, tschüss, as if they were singing. Bye, it actually means bye in English. Tschüss, tschüss, tschüss. I'm sure you can say it in your normal tone voice, but tschüss. All right, let's play what Google Translate says.
Tschüss.
Oh, tschüss. Yeah, that's how I would say it. Tschüss, tschüss, tschüss. Tschüss. No. And Tschüss is one of those words which is spelt with a German letter. I can't remember what that letter is called, but I'm going to Google it now. Okay, so I'm going to put the specific German spelling of the word Tschüss up here. Now I'm going to tell you what that letter is called, because you will see that very often. Okay, so this specific letter in the German alphabet is called an SZ or a Scharfes. I have heard of the word Scharfes before. Wasn't really familiar with the word SZ. I wasn't familiar with that one, but Scharfes, yes, I heard about that. And you will see this letter everywhere. This letter is kind of like an S. It kind of sounds like a double S as well. Tschüss ends with this Scharfes, and you'll see that a lot. Yeah, that's it. This word is Straße, Straße, which means street in German. If it's spelled in English, like without the Scharfes, just the English lettering, then it actually has two S's.
Straße.
Okay, the R is more coming from the throat as opposed to the tongue. R is not street or Straße, it's Straße. You have to kind of take it from the throat and push it out. And this is kind of what I learned in a lot of German pronunciation, because you hear it more even in the English pronunciation. Okay, so the last word is Bäckerei. It kind of looks like bakery or Bäckerei, and that means bakery. Let's see how Google pronounces it.
Bäckerei.
Bäckerei. And of course, the reason why I learned this word is because of going to bakeries where they have so many yummy, amazing stuff on offer. Like literally, that's one of the things that I actually miss, I have to say. One of the things, well, just one of the things, because it was just so good. Okay guys, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope it's been interesting for you. I thought I would make it because when I was in Germany, I didn't make any videos at all, and this is actually one of the videos I wanted to make, but then I just kind of archived the idea because I thought, okay, I guess I'm not there anymore, what's the point? But I thought perhaps somebody, you know, would find this interesting, maybe even useful, maybe even inspirational. I guess it's kind of nice to hear my perspective and experience on picking up the language as well. So thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Please do give this video a thumbs up if you have enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, as well as turn on your notifications so you know exactly when I have uploaded a video. Please do head over to follow me on Instagram, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.